are leading organizations evolving business analysis? My guest today has a privileged perspective to answer this question. He is the Director of Global Programs and Partnerships at IIBA, the International Institute of Business Analysis. In this role, he has helped organizations to recognize and harness the impact of business analysis and strengthened IIBA's global footprint. Welcome, my friend, Blake Heggestad. I probably didn't say it correctly. Heggestad.
It's perfect, Fabricio. Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on, and you're perfect.
No, thank you very much, Blake. You are very kind. So, Blake, to start this conversation, I know you are working very close to some of the world's leading organizations through IIBA corporate programs and partnerships. And my question is, from your perspective on what you're seeing, how has the role of business analysis changed over the last few years?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's changing fast too, as we're all aware, and it's really sort of shifted just in the past few years. What we're seeing, I think, globally is the fact that it's moved much more beyond the gathering requirements aspect of business analysis, much farther out of the project area and into the strategy area. The ability to take the conceptual and turn it into something real, the ability to produce valuable outcomes, and the ability to bridge that gap between strategy and execution is where I've seen the business analysts move in the last few years, which is great to see. It's really elevated the position.
Very good. And it relates to some other people that I've talked about, even outside of IIBA, their perception are very similar. I wonder, when an organization comes to IIBA and wants to become a corporate member, or they're probably trying to solve some problems. What are the issues or what are the problems that those organizations are trying to solve?
Sure. And I guess kudos to any organization that does approach IIBA, because they've recognized that business analysis is a capability and it's something worth investing in. So these are the organizations that we want to help. They're looking to create that capability and enhance it. These things don't just happen. Business analysis doesn't just happen by circumstance. It happens when it's very intentional and it's supported by leadership, when it's invested in, and that's where IIBA as a professional association can really support these companies, providing standards, providing tools and templates, providing learning opportunities, providing certification, which exhibit mastery in an area of business analysis, providing our digital library and knowledge hub, which are incredible research opportunities and can help anybody work their way through a project or provide information on a specific technique that would be valuable at any given time. So they look to us because they ultimately want to expand their capability, not just within their team, but across regions, across multiple teams, across the organization. They want to strengthen that capability. And a relationship with IIBA is a great step towards moving in that direction.
Let me try to get a step back into this question. So you told me they are trying to enable a capability of business analysis into their organization. And I believe that's very clear because they're going to IIBA for that. And you mentioned some things that IIBA can help into developing this capability. My question is a little behind that. I mean, what do we expect that this capability can solve, or what are the outcomes they expected from this capability into their organizations, where they figure that business analysis can help to solve? So when I ask about the problems they have, what do they have that they believe that business analysis could be helpful?
These organizations are maturing so fast in the business analysis area, and there's an expectation now that business analysis is being practiced anywhere a decision is being made or judgment is required. That sort of speaks to how it's moving out of the role and into the various different roles, from architect to product owner to delivery lead. All of these folks are expected to practice good business analysis. And that's the problem they're trying to solve, is making sure that that alignment is there between what the strategy is and the ultimate outcomes that are produced. Are we bridging that gap correctly? Are we using the right tools? Are we asking the right questions? Are we solving the right problem? Which remains, the heart of what a business analyst is asking. But there's certainly an expectation from our corporate partners, especially the more mature ones, that business analysis is being practiced across the organization in a variety of different roles and titles.
And that's very interesting. So we approach the need of making better decisions, and it across multiple roles. It's not a business analyst specific job function or specific job, really, right? Just one specific person or organization is hired to do decisions. No, decisions happen everywhere, and business analysis can help. Do you see any pattern among those corporate members that comes to IIBA in terms of how they are approaching the work that they are doing?
Yeah, again, very intentionally, with business analysis sitting at the heart of any of the decisions that they make. There's a recognition that the outcome has to be the right outcome, and the right question has to be asked. And therefore, the business analyst, or whatever role that they're performing, is being given a seat at the table and being involved in that conversation around strategy. They're very intentional in their approach to business analysis. They've invested in a relationship like one with IIBA to make sure everybody's speaking the same language, that everybody is working off the same techniques and guidelines, and connected across regions, across teams, across departments, and that business analysis is therefore baked into all of the decision making. It's very intentional, I guess, is the best way that I would put it. It doesn't happen accidentally. It happens because organizations make a commitment. They see value in business analysis, and they commit themselves to making sure that it's a part of every decision that's made.
That's perfect. The commitment to solve the right problems, to understand what are the right questions, and to address what is really valuable and is going to not just create the best output, but the best outcomes. Very good. Very interesting. So let's bring this conversation about for what everyone is speaking. That's AI, right? So how those organizations that are corporate members, and you have been dealing with them frequently, how are they seeing or thinking about business analysis in the context of those AI initiatives? So I understand there are two different ways of seeing this story, like how I apply AI into business analysis, and how do I run my projects to apply AI on all my organizations. But how do you see their approach in business analysis into this era of AI?
Sure. I think there's currently a healthy tension that exists with AI. And I think there's a recognition that the business analyst and those performing that role have been given a superpower, something that they haven't had before, that where stuff that previously would have taken hours or even days can now be done in a matter of minutes. But there's a lot that comes with that, right? Are we using good data? Are we still solving the right problem that we set out to do? Are we going to get the expected outcome even though we have this tool that we're utilizing? So it's that healthy discipline between innovation and governance of artificial intelligence is what we're seeing out there in the corporate community. They know they have something special. They know it's disruptive. You got to be living under a rock to not recognize that this is changing the way that we work. But it also comes with the balance to make sure that we're using the right data, that the data isn't biased, that we understand the data that we're looking at, and that there's always somebody with good judgment and good knowledge that's involved in the final decision-making process.
Yeah, I feel like organizations now are feeling themselves as Aladdin. You know Aladdin, the genie, with the lamp. And then you get the genie, this lamp, this magic lamp, and you can ask for anything that you want. And in all those stories, people just ask for stupid stuff, and they they get in trouble at the end, right? That's the story of Aladdin. So if you are having this lamp, you must know what to ask. You must be really intentional, as you said, about what are the outcomes that we expect and how are we going to use the power of the genie, right? So
you got it. It's just a powerful tool, and the genie's out of the bottle already. It's out there, and it's being used. So now, can we control what has been unleashed into the world and make sure that we're doing it the right way? One, the business analysts are involved in that implementation and making sure the right governance is placed around artificial intelligence. And two, making sure that the tool is used the right way and that the data is looked at properly, and that we're ultimately solving the problems that the organization is looking to get solved, which will make it better and ultimately achieve its goals.
Instead of creating new problems, right?
Instead of creating new problems.
Perfect. So I know you have dealt with organizations from different countries and all around the world. What would you say are the most common mistakes organizations do when referring to the business analysis as a capability, as you mentioned?
Yeah, I think it's when they lose that intentionality, when they sort of try that set it and forget it approach, or maybe they throw a training class towards their business analyst and once a year and feel that that's ultimately going to get the capability grown. It's not. A capability is a muscle that needs to be exercised and worked out and consistently used. It's got to be baked into all of the work that's done, and it's got to be supported at the highest levels of the organization. So if there's a mistake or a common issue that I see happen is that they don't treat that capability like a muscle, and they don't ensure that it's utilized in every aspect of the business, certainly where decision making is involved.
And that probably relates very much with the work that IIBA is doing while those organizations are joining and trying to become a member. I would like to understand this better. If my organization wants to become a corporate member, how does IIBA can support my organization to develop this capability internally? What kind of benefits a corporate member would have?
Sure. And there's a lot of resources that we have to help ultimately build this capability and this muscle within the organizations. Certification is a fairly obvious one because it shows a level of mastery of a skill or a set of knowledge. We offer lots of learning resources, including where we will come and provide learning events to your organization. Either from an IIBA staff member that's knowledgeable in an area or from a community member. We offer roundtable discussions where you can learn from fellow peers, where there's this cross-pollination and one company can learn from another.
Sorry for interrupting you, but just to make it clear, you mentioned certification, you mentioned events that happens on communities, and now you are mentioning a table. Certification in events, I don't have to be a corporate member to participate, but those roundtables are specific for corporate members?
They are, and the learning events, are the private learning events are special for corporate members as well, where we'll come to your site and actually deliver something for your group. And we've delivered to presentations to several hundred people within an organization on topics ranging from AI to the future of business analysis.
Those are exclusive. Cool.
Those are exclusive to our corporate members. The roundtables are as well. Again, it's a peer-to-peer opportunity to learn from one another. The community is probably the biggest aspect of joining IIBA that you're going to see, and you're aware of how tight this community is from a business analyst perspective. And these organizations, once they recognize that other organizations have similar challenges or are going through similar things, you see it really accelerate this capability growth and the learning within these organizations. We see it from the roundtables, we see it from the learning events, we see it through the community activity that they participate in with our chapters on a regular basis.
And if I am understanding it right, when I become a corporate member, because corporations don't come to those meetings. People do, right? So corporations don't do IIBA certification. You are not certifying process. You are certifying people. So what I would have is a bunch of my employees or my group of members would become IIBA members as well. And they would be able to certify, and I would have some kind of, I don't know, incentive or commercial benefit in doing that as a corporation. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what a lot of our best corporations are doing. They're very organized and intentional with it, and they're becoming members, so they get all those benefits of membership, and then they're taking it to the next level by having lunch and learns, or having someone lead a discussion on a specific technique or knowledge area, by sharing articles, by having somebody attend a webinar or a chapter event and then report back to the rest of the team, or just having the entire team attend the event directly. As a member, you have access to all of this, and it's an investment in your professional development and your overall skill set, and your capabilities as a business analysis professional. And that's why you're going to get out of the membership, what you put into it. And we have some great champions from an L&D perspective, from an IT perspective, from a business analysis leadership perspective, that truly see the value in investing in their teams and the results that come out of that investment.
And it drives a clear direction from everybody on the team where this organization is looking for, how to evolve as a career and into skills and capabilities. Tell me a little bit about those roundtables where you group those corporate members together. What kind of conversations typically arise into these kind of events?
Sure. We've had a couple of these now. We actually have one coming up next week that's on changing stakeholder requirements and the consistently evolving challenges associated with ever-evolving stakeholder requirements as you move your way through a project or initiative. So we expect a lot of great conversation around that. We have several companies from around the world that are participating, and what you see is some good facilitation, some great questions that are asked out there. And then it's really personal stories or stories that come directly from these organizations, talking about challenges they face within these similar situations. And then other organizations chiming in to either validate and respond if they've seen similar, offer solutions if it's something that requires solutioning. But really, it's just an opportunity to have that shared experience and learn from one another. Because these organizations, that is one consistency that I've seen, is these organizations are not that different. If one is facing a challenge, there's someone else out there that's facing the very same challenge and could probably help you out.
And that's something I sense every time I go to an international conference and I listen to the pains from other BAs all around the world, what they're suffering, what are their needs. It's very similar everywhere. It's impressive how we can recognize ourselves and connect and feel part of the same group of people dealing with the same kind of problems, and we can for sure learn from each other from different perspectives and just being part of something greater is cool.
100%. And I'm very blessed to run a team that exists around the globe. As you're probably aware, we have partner managers that work with our corporate clients based in several different countries, from Australia to India to South Africa to the United Kingdom to Canada to the United States. So we try, it's a big world out there. We can't cover it all, but we've spread ourselves out to make sure that somebody gets at least some feel of local representation, somebody that's relatively close to them from a global perspective.
Cool. And if someone who is listening to us right now and want to get in touch with this group, or want to get in touch with you or with IIBA, want to give the next step, they say, oh, I think that could be nice for my organization. Maybe they are decision makers, or sometimes they're just not, but they can influence some way. What's the next step for those guys?
we'd love to talk to anybody we'd love to talk business analysis with anybody if they just want to reach out and have a chat with us. It's what we're here for as an organization. But if you're interested in learning more about the partner program, the best thing is to go to IIBA.org. We have plenty of information there. You can email us at partners@IIBA.org or invite anyone to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'd be happy to work with you directly, and I can put you in touch with the specific person within your region that can have a conversation as well. So plenty of different ways to reach us if you're interested in continuing the conversation around partnership.
How about corporates in different languages, not English? How is that being addressed today? Do you have corporate members who are not English speakers?
We do, and to say it's not a challenge would not be being honest with you, Fabricio. The language thing is something that we're really focused on and working on. We are an international institute, and therefore we need to live up to that reputation. So we're working hard on some translation aspects. The majority of our corporate work is still done in English. I have to say, but for example, we have corporate partners in France that we work with in French. So we have corporate partners in Quebec that we work with in French Canadian. So we do try and meet our partners where they want to be met, but this is an area where we need to continue to evolve and work on. I know somebody that probably would love us to get some Portuguese speaking folks, but I'm just guessing that might be the case.
You're completely right. Yeah, but thank you very much. Blake, I would like to thank you for the work you have been doing, helping all those organizations around the world and creating this structure for the community to engage, not just in a personal way, but in a corporate way as well. I think that's really important. A lot of people who would like to join IIBA would benefit from having some sponsorship from their companies, and that seems as the best way to do. As we are talking about business analysis, it makes a lot of sense that the business take the lead on influencing their employees. Thank you very much. Is there anything I didn't ask you but you would like to share today?
No, it's been a pleasure, Fabricio. Thank you for the work that you do within the community. Never ceases to amaze me. We just talked about how sharing knowledge and learning from each other, and this podcast, I think, is just proof of concept in that area. So thank you for your continued support of the business analysis profession and the work that you do. And thank you for having me today. It's been a real pleasure.
My pleasure, Blake. Thank you very much. And thank you for those who have watched us. See you in the next episode of the Brazilian BA Guest.